welcome to Field and Rural Life Lifestyle, and it's always amazing how many different products Polaris have. We have lots of press releases coming through from the PR department. Great company to work with. Pleasure to be here this morning with Ben. Now, Ben, here we are with yet again another Polaris product, and we've been on the marketplace sort of 7 or 8 months, I believe now, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah.
But it's proven extremely popular, isn't it? It
has. It's fallen into the top end of the segment in the CC because it's a 900 twin-cylinder petrol engine in it.
Yeah.
But it's a smaller segment, but we've managed to claw some good sales into it.
It's been an awful lot of good feedback, hasn't it? A lot of people are liking this particular product.
Definitely, it's the new chassis. That's the thing that everybody's liking. It's showing evolution in our product range.
Absolutely. Now, one of the key points on the chassis, and I know the technical guys have brought this up, by having the new chassis and moving the engine back a little bit, made the cab a lot quieter, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. It's reduced the noise significantly. I mean, there's various different figures around, but it does depend on the cab that you actually fit to it. But the cab's now located under the rear cargo box. So it's moved the noise away from the actual cab environment,
yes,
and put it underneath the cargo box where it can freely vent to the surrounding area.
But I think there's also another key on the technical side of things. By moving that engine back, what's that given us?
It's given us good rear wheel traction. And what we've been able to do is by moving the engine back, we've actually been able to couple that down to the wheels, or to produce the actual drive down to the wheels in a uniform way to always ensure that we keep the wheels on the ground and full traction to the wheels.
Absolutely, and from a commercial perspective, absolutely key, isn't it? And let's face it, last year, I mean, dreadfully wet. This year started off not quite so good. Here we are, baked in glorious sunshine. But at the end of the day, these guys here they're designed to do a job of work, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah.
And the rougher the terrain, the better they like it, isn't it? The
absolutely, yeah. I mean, Polaris, thankfully, have always been known for their ride and comfort. Being an American product, the Americans do like to be ferried around in a degree of comfort, and that has transmitted across to the European sales for us as well. Let's
talk about the comfort, because here we are. If we've got one or two of the more portly chaps through to the smaller guys, this is a lovely feature, isn't it? With the steering column that moves.
It is, yeah. I mean, you've got a little lever on the side here that you just release, and it moves the steering wheel up and down so that even the big guys can get in, and then they can reduce it to the position that they actually want it in, and they're comfortable to drive. Nice and simple.
And again, this is a nice touch. Seat moving backwards and forwards as well.
That's correct, yeah. I mean, the seat has got a degree of movability. It's an option, and it's available as an accessory, so you can just fit it to it, and the seat base will move forward and backwards to give people in the shorter leg more of a chance to get at the pedals.
Also, nice touch. We've got the dual seat over there, making it a 3-seater through the cab as well, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah, and that's one of the industry points for us, is that we do have 3 seats, whereas a lot of our competition only have 2.
Yeah. Just go back onto the engine for a second. CC size?
It's 900 cc.
And again, sort of semi-traditional gears. We're on the automatic system. Gear shift, high-low ratios.
That's correct, yeah. High-low, neutral, reverse and park. So it locks onto the park via the transmission now.
Oh, does it? So when we're on some of those steep terrains, just lock it straight into the park. We know the vehicle's nice and sound.
It's 100%, it's a mechanical lock, so there's no, have I got the brakes on hard enough? Are my brake pads on my brake lever good?
Yeah.
You know, that is taking those questions away from it.
Load capacity?
454 kilos in the rear. Which is around about the top end of the segment, really.
Yeah, sure.
So we're pleased with that. It's more than enough, really, for the kind of stuff that our customers do with these
yeah, for these type of products, I mean, they're pretty much going to cover all remits there, isn't it?
That's correct.
And I notice on this particular model, and it is an extra, we've got the winch on the front. That's always rather a nice touch, isn't it?
Yeah, we've added a few accessories on this model just to try and show the customers what you can do with them. So we've got the extended bull bars up onto the front, we've got a winch, we've got the LED light bar on the front of it, and then we've furnished it with some cab components as well.
Okay, let's touch about the cab. I mean, this is very interesting. Just explain to me again about the cab.
What they've gone and done now is they've gone and tried to reinvent the cab a little bit and make it more functional and easier to fit to our products. So they've gone around away from the tubular chassis, which was the round one, and they've gone to a profile section.
Yes.
Which means that we can now fit the cab via a lock and ride system, so we can literally just place the windscreen into the frame, turn some locks across to the side, and it's in place. The beautiful thing about that is it means that branches and things like that are going to hit the metalwork rather than hit the screen and then crack it.
Yeah, that's a very nice touch, isn't it? And certainly on weather like this, are we able to release the mechanisms and crank the screens forward?
Yeah, I mean the actual screen will come out on this one. It's not a tip-out screen, but this will show the lock and ride capability.
Oh, yes.
So you can actually just lift the screen out in a matter of seconds, put it back into place, and clip over the centre latches.
Very simple. Well, Ben, thank you very much indeed for explaining. A great product, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Superb. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.